Yeah, another thing that, you know, I heard this on RJR Football last night as well. I'm going to take this kind of segment from them. Um, the Bills, see, and this is going to be something to watch defensively. What are you going to do to get the Bills in fourth and long situations? Because if it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, even, I think you're going to see them go for it a lot. And if you can't stop it defensively, I expect you to match that aggression offensively. Um, is that something that the Chiefs are going to do? We know Andy, for as great of an offensive mind as he is, kind of shies away from some of those situations where most people would go for it. And he'll probably receive some pushback from Patrick Mahomes. So I guess what's more important to you guys, the Chiefs matching the Bills' aggression on offense or simply trying to stop their aggression on offense?
Man, I think if you stop their aggression on offense, then it will be less pressure for your offense to have to come up. Like, I mean, we've seen it time and time again. Like, our red zone success is like very questionable suspect at times. Yeah. So to then create that type of pressure consistently to have to go for it and come up with these crazy plays, I would much rather lock them down when we need to than have to put that pressure on our offense.
I've got a fantastic take that I just thought about. The Chiefs' offense needs to be aggressive. I think that that's just a given. But I'll say that they should, if they have to, go forward on 4th and 1, run it with Kareem Hunt, go forward on 4th and 3. You've got the best quarterback on the planet. You should be able to go get 3 yards. But the point that I'm going to try to make is that I think the Chiefs' offense should be more aggressive on 1st and 2nd down to not put yourself in a 3rd and 10 situation or a 4th and 5. Be more aggressive on 1st and 2nd down. Take a shot. Use the running game more often to where it's not unpredictable, or I guess to it's not predictable. I think this offense needs to be aggressive, but the time to be aggressive isn't, 4th down. It's 1st and 2nd down, and if you need to, on 4th down.
That's one thing I was super excited about in the Houston game was when we went deep to Hollywood Brown. Now, granted, he didn't catch that ball, but man, it showed that they were going after it on that. So, Josh, I'll let you go, but man, I do agree with you for sure.
Well, the next thing I was going to ask about is some of these trends that we're seeing for the Chiefs on offense. So the snap counts came out from the Texans divisional round game, and DeAndre Hopkins did not play very much. In fact, I had the snap counts in front of me. I lost them after a second, but he did not play very much at all. 16 snaps for DeAndre Hopkins on offense. And then for Hollywood Brown, 34 snaps. That's still less than 70%. You saw a lot of tight end personnel, multiple tight ends out there, a lot of Travis Kelce, Kareem Hunt even played less than 50% of the snaps. Juju Smith-Schuster only had 21 snaps. So my question is, what is the plan offensively for this game? Because I think if it's the same plan that they had for this Texans game, you're not going to win. And I'm not saying that to be pessimistic. I just think most Chiefs fans would agree, reasonable ones, that you have to play better offensively against the Bills if you want to win. That was not a great offensive game against the Texans, but they won because the Texans had several special teams blunders and they were sacked 8 times. That's why they lost that game. The Chiefs didn't need their best offensive game, but I don't think you can play a C-, C+ game against the Bills and come out with a victory. But the problem is we haven't really seen anything more than that from this offense all season long. I mean, some of their better offensive performances were against the Texans and the Steelers later in the season, but those were not without mistakes. And this Bills team, their cornerbacks aren't very good at protecting the boundary. Their safety room is very questionable. But again, we said this on Michael's channel, this Chiefs team really has not punished bad defenses all year. And I want to feel like the door is still open there because of these snap counts that we're seeing, that the Chiefs just have something that nobody's seeing yet. And these guys are going to explode onto the scene in the AFC Championship. But you almost kind of wish that you saw it sooner just so you knew that you were capable of it. And I don't know what to think, man. I don't know what to make of this offense heading into this game. What do you guys think?
I would have to say I think you're going to see Andy's Denny's menu expand a little bit. I think we're going to see a bigger play sheet, to be honest with you.
You don't mean that old Denny's that burnt down right by the stadium, right?
Yeah.
It always lives in our hearts.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that I think I want to believe that they've been holding back and they don't want to put things on film. Like, I mean, I just truly believe that you're in the point of the season where it all matters. You either win or you go home. And so, yeah, I want to believe that maybe those guys were just being put on a conservative play count, and then they're just going to come unglued this game. Because, again, it comes back to, like, I just truly don't understand how you can account for those types of players. Like, you have probably the greatest tight end in history, and we saw him go off. You have one of the greatest receivers of this generation in DeAndre Hopkins. Like, and granted, he is a little older, but the guy still is as shifty as can be, can get open. Like, Hollywood Brown is fully healthy, like when it comes to leg wise, like conditioning wise, probably all there. I mean, you're talking about talent, and I mean, you got the best quarterback. I mean, just let it go. I mean,
I'll tack on this question as well, Lucas. Do you think that because of the injuries that the Chiefs experienced all throughout the regular season, that it made them extra cautious, like in a game against the Texans, in which they knew they could beat the Texans without exerting too much energy?
I could see that. I could. I think too, like, I want to go back to, like, I don't want to discredit the Texans. I truly believe that their defense is very skilled in their secondary. I think, Lassiter is a phenomenal player. They got some guys, and they're able to get to the quarterback. So I think defensively they probably did some things that made the Chiefs adjust a little bit. Not saying that the snap counts weren't predetermined or anything, but that's kind of my thoughts on that. Is I just feel like maybe in those situations it was to where now I just don't see a reason why you just don't let it all fly. Like, they literally should be like, okay, these plays are usually off limits. No, like it's available this game. It doesn't matter. And one on a positive thing, and I don't want to jinx it, but we have not seen that weird Travis Kelce like shovel pass up the middle in a game or so. So I'm hoping that doesn't come out again. But yeah, like those, I just think like you need to just unhinge everything and like let it go. Like, if Travis Kelce's throwing a football this game, like, then let it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to see the ring around the rosy. I need to see the jet chip wasp, the corn dog. I need to see that offensive creativity that we know that Andy Reid has. And it's like, you might not get another game. This could be the Super Bowl. Like, this is how good both of these teams are. So you need to go out there like this is your last game. Cut everybody loose. And I don't know if they just had the approach against the Texans, like, we're going to go out there and see which guy's eaten, and then we're just going to feed that guy. Because if you just look at Mahomes' game, he only completed 16 passes,
and
7
over half
of which
of them
were
Kelce.
Yeah. So it's like they didn't really do that much offensively. It was just kind of like, hey, Travis, go find a soft spot and just go to town. Like, that is not going to be feasible against the Bills. I expect them to game plan for him. Now, Kelce can still have an impact, but I don't think you're going to get a $117 again. They're going to have to, use someone else in something. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I kind of wonder if, like, so Kelce kind of put the league on notice again in that game, right? Like, oh, Kelce still has it. Like, you see that he can still have a game where he has 100 yards and a touchdown, and he gets his. And so now maybe the Bills are going to be more laser focused on Travis Kelce, and then all of a sudden, oh, there goes Xavier Worthy flying down the sideline. No one accounted for him. Or maybe you see Hollywood Brown take an underneath one and take it to the house, or DeAndre Hopkins is able to make a contested catch down the sideline. That's my other thought, and that's kind of what I hope is the case as well. As like you said, Michael, once they got that connection going to Travis Kelce, it's like, okay, we can win with this.